Hey everyone! Today we're diving into one of the most fascinating questions in the Monsterverse. Are Godzilla's ancestors still alive, just like Kong's ancestors? We know Kong's lineage has been a huge part of the Monsterverse story, especially with the discovery of the Hollow Earth and the ancient throne room in Godzilla vs. Kong. But what about Godzilla? Does he have ancient relatives lurking somewhere in the shadows? Let's break it all down. From the depths of the ocean to the mysterious Hollow Earth, the Monsterverse has introduced us to a world filled with ancient titans, each with their own unique history. But while Kong's ancestors have been front and center, Godzilla's lineage remains shrouded in mystery. So, let's explore the evidence, the theories, and what the future of the Monsterverse might hold for the King of the Monsters and his possible family tree. First, let's talk about what we know about Godzilla's origins. In the Monsterverse, Godzilla is portrayed as an ancient alpha predator, a titan who has existed for millions of years. He's not just a random monster, he's a force of nature, a balancing mechanism for the planet. But where did he come from? And does he have any living relatives? According to the Monsterverse lore, Godzilla belongs to a species of prehistoric creatures known as titans. These titans have existed since the dawn of time, evolving alongside the Earth itself. Godzilla is one of the last surviving members of his species, but he's not alone. We've seen other titans like Mothra, Rodan, and Ghidorah, but are any of them related to Godzilla? Well, here's the thing. Ghidorah is an alien, so he's definitely not related. Mothra and Rodan are more like allies or rivals, but not direct ancestors. So where does that leave Godzilla? Is he truly the last of his kind? Or are there others like him waiting to be discovered? To understand Godzilla's ancestors, we need to look at Kong's story first. In Godzilla vs. Kong, we learn that Kong's species once ruled the Hollow Earth, a hidden world beneath the surface of our planet. They had an entire civilization complete with temples, weapons, and even a throne made for a king. But more importantly, we see evidence of an ancient war between Kong's species and Godzilla's. This mural shows a massive battle between a Kong-like titan and a Godzilla-like titan. It's clear that these two species have a long history of conflict. But here's the kicker. If Kong's ancestors were able to survive in the Hollow Earth, could Godzilla's ancestors have done the same? Imagine this. Deep within the Hollow Earth, there's a hidden colony of Godzilla's ancestors, living in isolation for millions of years. Maybe they're hibernating, waiting for the right moment to emerge, or maybe they've evolved into something even more powerful. The possibilities are endless. Now, let's look at the evidence. In Godzilla, King of the Monsters, we see Godzilla's underwater lair, which is filled with ancient ruins and carvings. These ruins suggest that Godzilla's species once had a civilization of their own, much like Kong's. But here's the thing, if Godzilla's species was so advanced, why haven't we seen more of them? One theory is that Godzilla's ancestors were wiped out in a great cataclysm, leaving him as the last of his kind. But another theory suggests that some of them might have survived, hidden away in the deepest parts of the ocean, or the Hollow Earth. Think about it. If Kong's ancestors could survive in the Hollow Earth, why not Godzilla's? After all, the Hollow Earth is a massive, unexplored world. There could be entire ecosystems down there, filled with creatures we've never seen before. And who's to say that Godzilla's ancestors aren't among them? Kong, as we know him, is not just the last of his kind. He's a part of an ancient lineage that once ruled over Skull Island. In Kong, Skull Island, we learn about Kong's heritage through a series of artifacts, carvings, and the very architecture found on Skull Island. Kong is part of a species of massive ape-like creatures that once roamed the island. They were known as the Kong species, and they were the dominant creatures on Skull Island for millennia. But Kong's ancestors weren't always the last of their kind. The giant apes were in a constant battle with the other creatures on the island, including giant reptiles and other predators. We also learn that Kong's ancestors were involved in ancient battles with other titans that predated Kong himself. One of the most intriguing aspects of Kong's past is the discovery of a large skeletal remains of a giant ape in the Kong Skull Island movie. This remains serve as a clue to Kong's species' legacy and shows that there was once an entire population of Kongs, far larger and older than Kong himself. In fact, this suggests that Kong's species might not be entirely extinct. Instead, it might still have living members out there in the world, or at least remnants of their legacy on Skull Island. So what does the future hold for Godzilla's ancestors? Well, with more Monsterverse movies on the way, it's entirely possible that we'll see them in the near future. Imagine a movie where Godzilla teams up with his ancient relatives to take on a new threat. Or maybe we'll see a prequel exploring the ancient war between Godzilla's species and Kong's. The Monsterverse has already given us so much to work with, and the possibilities are endless. Whether it's through movies, comics, or even video games, there's so much potential for exploring Godzilla's lineage. And who knows, maybe one day we'll see the king of the monsters reunited with his long-lost family. Of course, no discussion about Godzilla's ancestors would be complete without diving into some fan theories. One popular theory is that Godzilla's ancestors are still alive, but they're trapped in a state of hibernation. Another theory suggests that they've evolved into a new species, one that's even more powerful than Godzilla himself. Some fans even believe that Godzilla's ancestors could be the key to defeating a future threat, like a new version of Ghidorah or an entirely new Titan. Imagine a movie where Godzilla has to awaken his ancestors to save the world. How epic would that be? Now, when it comes to Godzilla, things get a bit more mysterious. Godzilla's origins are linked to an ancient and primal force of nature. In the Monsterverse, Godzilla is considered to be a Titan, one of the original creatures that once ruled Earth before humanity even existed. In Godzilla, King of the Monsters, we learn that Godzilla is not a unique creature, but rather part of a species that existed during the prehistoric era. These creatures were known as Titans, ancient godlike monsters that maintained the balance of nature and ruled the Earth for eons. Godzilla himself is often referred to as the King of the Monsters. He's a creature that represents the Earth's natural balance, appearing when the world is in danger or when humanity disrupts the natural order. Godzilla's ancestors would have been part of this ancient order of Titans, possibly even predating humanity's existence. But the Monsterverse doesn't directly explain whether Godzilla's ancestors still exist. In the 2019 film, Godzilla, King of the Monsters, we learn that there are other Titans scattered around the world, including ancient creatures like Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah. While these creatures are ancient and have been slumbering for thousands of years, there's no mention of Godzilla's direct family line or whether other members of his species are still alive. One popular fan theory suggests that Godzilla's ancestors could still be living in the deepest parts of the ocean, where human exploration has yet to reach. These submerged titans might still be lying dormant, waiting for the right time to emerge. This idea plays into the lore of Godzilla being a creature of the deep, a living force of nature that resides beneath the surface, out of sight from humanity. So, are Godzilla's ancestors still alive? The answer is, we don't know for sure. But based on the evidence and the lore of the Monsterverse, it's definitely possible. Whether they're hiding in the hollow earth, hibernating in the depths of the ocean, or waiting to be discovered in a future movie, one thing's for sure. The story of Godzilla's ancestors is far from over. Godzilla himself may be the last of his kind, or perhaps he is just one part of a much larger hidden world of titans that we have yet to uncover. With the ever-expanding lore of the Monsterverse, anything is possible. Perhaps future films will provide more answers, or maybe we'll continue to speculate on the mysteries of Godzilla's ancient origins. Either way, one thing is certain: the world of kaiju is far from over, and we'll be here to witness every new twist in the saga. The Monsterverse has given us so many incredible moments, and the exploration of Godzilla's lineage could be the next big chapter. So, what do you think? Are there other Godzillas out there, hiding in the depths? Or is our favorite king of the monsters truly the last of his kind? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay curious and keep exploring the world of the Monsterverse.